Testing. 1, 2, 3.
What do you associate 1, 2, 3 with?
Numbers? What do you mean?
The way you just said it. Could be two different things.
I associate it usually with the Tootsie Pop.
Good. Okay. Because some people, you say 1, 2, 3.
The count?
They think you're talking about the count.
No, I do 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Off Angle Podcast.
Welcome.
We are your hosts. I am Tyler.
I'm Tony.
And we are here with our first episode where we're going to do the whole spiel and actually talk about a movie at the end.
I liked earlier when we said we're going to do the potty. Welcome to the potty.
Yeah.
I like that because it can go three directions, right? It can be a podcast.
A pod.
It can be a party.
Party.
Or it can be,
A pod.
go to the potty.
Yeah.
So it's like, welcome to the potty.
Yeah, I'm pretty much saying that throughout the whole day
Right.
for different reasons. Yeah.
It makes me want to make a podcast called The Potty. Because it's like, either like a New Yorker guy, hey, come to the potty,
But how do you spell it is the real question.
Don't ever spell it.
You don't. That's just.
Don't ever spell it.
Okay. Well, everybody, welcome to the potty.
Welcome to the potty.
Which one it is to be determined.
Maybe all of them.
All of them. You never know what you're going to get here on the podcast. But I have a surprise for you.
Oh, God. Okay.
If you actually reach under the table, attached to the bottom of the table, I got it over here too. I taped it pretty well. I apologize. Oh.
Yo!
We got some Scooby-Doo fruit snacks, baby.
The Scoobs.
Yeah, just Scoobs. I don't know if they're still the same recipe that they were when I was a child, but I guess that's what we're here to find out.
The packaging is way worse. That's for sure.
Gotta save their money somehow.
Oh, no.
I only got 2 colors here. I swear I only got two different fruit snacks.
There's 3 in there. You colorblind bastard. There's
I
a yellow
didn't see the
one.
white yellow. I see it.
Okay.
But there's only one.
I can't even open it. Okay, now I open it.
There's only one, which is a Fred. I got a Fred. So yeah, we got we talked about it a little bit. I decided we're actually going to do it. I got more for us too if we need, but
Amazing.
I guess we're going to start with what we thought was. These don't look the same though, because I remember that lightish bluish solid one.
There's no solid ones.
That's what I'm saying. They might have changed the recipe, or they don't make them anymore.
Do yours actually have faces? Because mine are just blobs.
I think this is a Fred. I see Scooby ?
I have no.
This one's the
earthly-
mystery
oh, wait.
van.
What the fuck is that? Is this a Thanksgiving turkey? I guess this must be Scooby because it doesn't look like a human being. No, this has got to be Scooby. What? Oh, this is the car.
Yeah,
okay,
there's the mystery
car.
machine. You got Scooby's the bluish, tealish.
This must be Fred, but it looks...
Yellow's Fred.
It looks like,
think.
spoilers for later in the podcast. It looks like a Skinamarink to me.
Well, I'm going to give my one Fred boy a go, I guess.
Fred,
Bottoms up. Cheers.
it's vile. Tastes like plastic. This is a microplastic delivery mechanism.
These are terrible.
They're not. They're actually disgusting.
Yes, it's not. I would not. I have a big box of them now.
Here, take my other red.
Oh, thank you. What is
Tell me
the
who
red?
the fuck that is. I don't know.
I think it's Daphne.
Okay. That's why I said it doesn't look like a human. It looks like a turkey.
She's been smoothed out. Has no defining features. I have no idea.
Did
if
your
you'll be able to
Freds
see
not look like this too? Did your Freds have a face?
that. Yours are melted, dude. I wish I had a better surprise. I do have other ones. Maybe we'll grab them later, but
No, one per episode.
okay, you're right.
I'm gonna leave this here. The original ones, obviously, as we discussed, and as everyone would agree, the solid ones were the good, were the best. But the other ones were okay. They were edible.
Yeah.
Some of these, I was like...
Yeah, I wouldn't willingly grab a pack of these.
Especially the orange ones, the Fred. It was literally like I was eating plastic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sorry that wasn't the best surprise.
It's okay.
I've got 2 other ones, so we got at least 2 more episodes worth.
Hell yeah. When we
But
run
we'll keep
out of
them coming.
fruit snacks.
That's
We're not
when
going to
it
run
is.
out of ideas. We're going to run out of fruit snacks.
Yeah. That's how we'll know the podcast needs to come to an end. Because it can't just be in my head. They were that good. Because not everyone, our friend group all agrees those are the best ones. So if we all collectively have that memory, they've got to be the best ones. If they're not Scooby-Doo, there's got to be at least another brand that makes those same kind. So I'll find them.
Do you remember? I don't remember what brand they were or anything, but they were like Gushers, but they were like square. I think they were like Kool-Aid brand or something. They were so
Kind
good.
of.
They were kind of like see-through, more see-through than Gushers were. And they were
That rings a
squares
small bell.
with rounded
Small
edges.
one. Okay.
And they had like 3 times the juice that was in a Gusher, but it was like slightly more liquidy. I don't know.
We do enjoy our childhood snacks. Yeah. Although it was years ago, but I did go back and try to enjoy a Sunny D again as an adult, and it's so aggressively strong and sugary, and it's not even like, it doesn't taste like orange juice. It tastes like
not even close.
Orange
Flavored sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a child anymore, so that's too much for me, but some other things hold up. I'd still eat like some Teddy Grahams or something, or like a Dunkaroos.
Easily. About like a fruit by the foot.
I
Bang
eat it.
Still banging.
Yeah, I unroll it, stick it on my tongue, just until it's gone. Just let it
That's how
hang
I
down.
eat
Yeah, no hands.
all my food. Just if I can put it in a long string and just slowly suck it into my mouth.
Yeah. That's why I
10 out of
love
10.
pasta and ramen and
Yeah.
anything I can slurp or just use just the tongue.
My goal in life is to eat only slurpable foods.
Yeah. Go-Gurt.
True. Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt. I haven't had a Go-Gurt in forever, but I'm sure they slap.
Holy shit. They're probably sugary too, but like a frozen one.
Oh, yeah, dude.
If you're not freezing your Go-Gurts, what are you doing?
If we run out of fruit snacks, we'll just other childhood snacks. We got to have some sort of childhood snack every episode for sure.
Holy shit.
And do our little review. Well, anyway, what would we, out of 10, what would you give these Scoob snacks?
I would say a 2. I mean, my heart wants to say 0, but I'm afraid we haven't reached the bottom of the bottom.
I wouldn't describe them as disgusting. There's just nothing there.
Nothing pleasurable at all about the experience.
Yeah. I didn't want to throw them up, but I would not, wouldn't reach for them. So yeah, I'd say a 2.
The texture was rubbery.
Yeah.
The flavor was plasticky.
It stuck to my teeth and stuff, and I didn't enjoy that. So yeah, I'd say a 2. I'm sure there's something that could be lower, but it's not enjoyable at all. So 2 on the Scoob snacks. So don't get the Scoob ones. We'll report back if we find other ones.
We don't give up.
No, we're going to find the best fruit snack out there.
I was going to say before, you know what I want to watch? I feel like there's been this trend recently of let's take this always been a trend, but especially recently, of let's take this real life thing or sort of real life thing and pretend like it deserves to have like a biopic, epic documentary thing.
Yeah.
Like they had the one about the guy who made Air Jordans.
Air, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. Which I heard was good, but
I'm sure it's fine, but what, do we need that as a movie? As a people, do we need a movie about the guy who designed a pair of shoes that's like...
It's just because you don't have any Jordans. You wouldn't understand.
I've had Jordans in my life.
Okay, well, I haven't had Jordans.
And they were banging, okay? But like that doesn't mean...
I want to know who made them.
I don't think it was that. I don't know. It's just like, was he that much of a visionary? Like...
I don't know. You got to watch the movie and find out.
Make some shoes. I mean... I know it's all kind of piggybacking off of like the founder or something, I guess, probably, which was good.
Yeah.
But like McDonald's is like a huge thing, you know?
I mean, so is Jordans. So is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but like, did Jordans really start like a...
Yeah. But I mean, regardless, like your point still stands. There's some stories that don't necessarily need to be told in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And one of those is the guy... The Flamin Hot Cheetos movie.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Which I haven't seen, but I kind of want to watch it just to maybe feel a little pain. And the worst part is, Only thing I know about it is that it's not even a true story.
Oh.
It's just Cheetos like, let's just come up with a cool story about how the Flamin Hot flavor came to be. Make it into a movie.
I mean, I've eaten more Cheetos than hours I've worn Jordans for. So, I mean, I care about Cheetos more than
definitely
Jordans.
More in the target audience, probably.
I'm not a huge Cheeto person. I like Cheetos, but they're just so messy. I don't buy them very often, but I watch it.
Are you a small Cheeto person?
Honestly, sometimes I like the bigger ones, the puffy ones. I like to put it in my mouth like this, like a little mouth guard thing, and like just sit it in front of my teeth and then smile. And it's like,
You like suck on it, like
oh yeah,
breathe air through the Cheeto.
yeah, like filters out the bad stuff, and it's just straight Cheeto, just cheese breath. But I would watch. I watched the I think it's called Weird, right? The Weird Al
Weird
one,
Al
which also was
story.
like a fake story. But it was pretty enjoyable. But like, I don't. I mean, I feel like every documentary or biopic or whatever's embellished a little bit. You know, they got to make it entertaining. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that. Like, if it's completely fabricated, am I mad about that, or do I want to know the true story of Weird Al?
Do they tell you that it's not a true story?
I don't know if they say it in the movie explicitly, or if I just
Is it
heard
like
that it's not.
so over the top that it's obviously not?
I mean, it's definitely over the top, but I know he's a weird guy too. So
True.
Maybe that was his life.
At least having a fake story fits more with Weird Al because he's just kind of a freak.
Yeah,
He's kind of a
it
weird
makes sense.
dude.
But Cheetos, I mean, they're kind of a meme, but it's a brand.
Yes.
But I guess it's not a very interesting story.
Yes.
We should make Cheetos a little spicier. Okay.
What could possibly be the story? I don't know what the story of the movie is.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me what you think the story would be? Come up with a story about
Flamin' Hot.
the guy who invented Flamin' Hot flavor or whatever.
I don't know. He ate Cheetos and thought that this is not.
But there's
Guys,
got to
this
be
is
more to
not
it than
enough.
that. They made a whole movie out of it.
Yeah, what do you talk for 2 hours,
Right.
or an hour and a half, however long it is?
He had Cheetos on accidentally, like a Powerpuff Girls moment. Like, oh
He
no, I
mixed the
knocked my
chemicals.
Ghost Reaper sauce onto the Cheetos, which then fell into the oven, cooked, and then he checked on it in the morning. Then maybe they go into his whole life story and how his whole life was centered around hot. Flavor snacks
Yeah.
and corn chips.
His palate was never
I don't know.
rewarded with enough heat,
Right.
so he needed to bring it himself.
So I guess I just want to know what they could possibly fill
Yeah.
a full movie
Well,
with.
we'll find out. We'll watch it at some point.
We'll watch that eventually down the line.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
It's spooky time right now.
Yeah, we got to focus on spooky
the
spooky stuff.
zone.
Which, on that topic, I was wondering if there's, like, even unrelated to movies, what's, like, the scariest experience, like, you've had yourself in real life? Like, what's the most scared you've ever been in your own life?
I don't
Or just
know.
a scary point.
Like if I probably the most scary is has been layered behind 3 mental walls to not ever be remembered again,
Uh-huh.
But I haven't ever had anything supernaturally or
Yeah,
scary.
no ghost encounters.
I mean, I've had little weird stuff, right? Little weird things that are probably explainable, but still weird. I was one time I had a big, maybe you remember at one point in my basement area, I had a big stereo thing with big speakers. Okay.
Yeah.
And one time I just heard little little static and almost little kind of voices, but not really coming out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was weird because it was off.
Oh, it was off?
It was off.
Yeah, that's a little...
But it
that
was
makes
plugged
it worse.
in, and when I unplugged it, it stopped. So it's
Yeah.
it was an old thing. It was 20 years old. It's
Yeah.
probably just the thing,
Well, yeah. Well, when did this happen? Because, I mean, as a kid, I
Years.
would
I
know,
mean-
it's probably some, weird feedback or something going on.
Yeah, I wasn't 6. I mean, I was obviously I don't know, 18 or
Yeah,
something.
27.
So, I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
Didn't scare me the lights out of me or
Yeah,
anything.
but there's, and it could be an explanation as well.
Right.
But, yeah, in the moment, though. Do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in ghosts. I say my brain right now says no. There's no ghosts. What are you talking about? There would be evidence somewhere in the billions of people, billions of cameras,
Yeah.
etc. However, do I want to go into a spooky zone?
Yeah.
No. Would I be a little bitch in the moment? Yes. I don't want to go to some, abandoned mental hospital,
Why not?
I don't know. You get...
Would you do like a ghost tour or something? Like one of those like guided things? Maybe not like an asylum, but
I would. I would be afraid, not because I think I'm going to see actual ghosts. I'm afraid they're going to like intentionally like jump scare me with some bullshit.
I like to buy into the idea of ghosts.
Yeah.
I think I like the idea of them. I think it's fun, but I agree, with the billions of people that have passed away, especially now with everything's recorded everywhere at all times. There'd have to be something, and everything I've ever seen is clearly fabricated and edited in some way.
Yes.
Like if I saw something that like could have been a ghost, I'd probably want to like that was a ghost. I would tell it like it was a ghost story.
Wants like something kind of exciting like that to happen to them.
Exactly.
Like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if this very rare and terrifying thing happened? But also I don't want it to happen. But wouldn't it be cool if it did?
It'd be a great story. I want a ghost encounter or something I can pass off as a ghost encounter just to say I've had a ghost encounter.
Yeah.
But the scary, I probably told you the story at some point, but it was when I was like an actual child.
I remember a few stories you told me.
But for the scariest one for me was when I was like 6 or 7 or something, and it was just me and my mom. We're at our house, and we were, just like right before we're about to pass out. We're both like nearly asleep. Yeah. I mean, she might have been asleep. I don't know. But I remember I was like just about to flip into REM.
Yeah.
And then our alarm starts going off, and I don't remember if there was a loud crash, but like alarm starts going off, and that only happens if someone's breaking in clearly. And so I'm under 10 years old. I'm single digits. Everything's scary to me. And so I remember being on the second floor. We had a 2-story house, and I remember running. I had to go past like the stairs to get to my mom's room, and I remember just like looking down the stairs as I pass. It's just pitch black down there, which will tie into the movie later. It was like bringing up some childhood memories, and then I remember being in my mom's, she didn't have a walk-in closet, but a closet. I was in there, and just like, I always described it as like my bones were like shaking. Like I was like shaking. Like somebody's in here. We're going to die. Like, I don't know what's going on. Mom, help me. I think we called the police, and then we called like my great aunt, and after a while the police came, and then she picked us up and took us to my grandma's. But we eventually, after the police looked around, just found that we had like a cuckoo clock or whatever. It fell off the wall, and I guess loud sounds somehow triggered the alarms at those times. I don't know, but it set the alarm off. Just freak accident, something fell off the wall. But yeah, I was convinced someone was in the house. It's just me and my mom. My mom's not the toughest person in the world. We were gonna die.
Scary, terrifying.
But just a clock, just a freak accident. But
I mean, it says a lot that your scariest moment wasn't the thing that you were afraid of ghosts or something. It was you're afraid of a person.
Yeah,
the true horror.
Yeah, because I don't think I've had any. I mean, we've had Ghost Day.
You told me stuff. Like I remember one time you told me you were like in bed, and again, it's like you were falling asleep, and you heard like a scream, like.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't know, but that was like that could have been any, because I've had moments where I'm like half asleep and like my dreams are mixing together. So I don't know. I couldn't think of an idea of why my mom or my sisters would just start screaming in the middle of the night, because from my memory, it was like a genuine scream, not like a quick like ah. It was like a scream, at least a couple second long scream, which doesn't happen.
Scary stuff.
Especially, whatever, 2 a.m. or whatever it was. But no one else had any recollection of it. I don't know. Probably a ghost.
Yep. Probably. You're just...
Probably a ghost. But, yeah, I don't know. Didn't stick with me as much.
I remember
Still waiting on something. Yeah, it stuck with you more than me, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to tell the people about Ghost Day at some point.
Yeah.
Because...
We could talk about Ghost Day.
Okay. So, I mean, we are saying we like ghosts. We used to really like ghosts.
The idea of ghosts is so fun.
Go around his house, his neighborhood, the forests around his neighborhood with flashlights, just like hoping for anything to happen. We're just like, please spook me. Please
come
out. Give me something.
Yeah, we record it too.
Yeah, we just go around late at night and just try to find spooky stuff. Or like he had this big box of family pictures that we spent like 3 or 4 hours looking through just to try to find like weird orbs or like freaky stuff.
Just anything. Like, oh, yeah. That one's got an orb.
There's a little kind of like that
was my great grandma's house. It's really old. There's probably ancient burial ground under there, dude.
And at a certain point, it was a very specific time. It was like a month of time at some point when we were like, what? I don't know, 14 or something.
Yeah, maybe it was like middle school, I think.
Then one day, spent the entire day doing this. Like it was like a Saturday, morning to night.
Yeah.
We were looking at like videos of ghosts on YouTube. Top 5 ghost sightings. Red circles.
Yeah.
And looking through the pictures and walking around at night. And then at the end of the day, we were like, that was a fun day. We got to do this. We got to make this a thing that we do all the time. We got to have days where we just go ghost hunting.
What was our original plan? Weekly or was it monthly?
It was monthly.
Okay, monthly.
Do you remember what day of the month it was?
Day. I can't say I do.
It was the 28th.
Oh.
I don't remember what month, but the thing was that the 28th of every month was going to be Ghost Day. And we're going to spend the whole day just looking for them.
I'll try to grab it during the break. I had one of my yearbooks I have over there. You signed it and said, can't wait for Ghost Day. So I'm going to find that. But yeah, it was, I don't remember too much of the crap we would go through, but I remember one, they like open the door and there's like a hallway, and then I assume it's just their kid, but there's like a little girl at the end of the hallway, I think facing the wall, right? Yeah. I don't know. Does she just like turn around? Does she run or something? Or
she just turns around and maybe chases him a little bit, but
yeah.
Mostly shaky cam, 240p.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
But that makes it scarier. But yeah, I mean, we were just eating it up, man. Eating it up. I don't know if we were probably a little scared at the time, but it was.
I remember the one that used to scare me was the one with the little girl in the mirror. And she turns and the face stays looking at the camera. Mm-hmm. Used to get me. I mean, now that's like the easiest thing to do in the world. But like,
at the time.
Real demon footage?
Yeah. I'm convinced.
Yeah. It's just funny because at the time we knew video editing was like a thing. We didn't know how to do that specifically, but anyway.
But also because things were so low budget, and like that one, for instance, it just looks like, why would these people have edited or doctored their video? Not that necessarily even had to be the people that recorded it, but it just didn't seem plausible at the time.
Yeah.
We weren't second guessing everything we saw on the internet as kids. We just took it at face value.
There are ghosts. They're just really rare, so we have to find them.
Yeah, so we searched every day, once a month.
So you think if anybody would get haunted, it would be us, you know?
Yeah. But maybe they wouldn't go for the easy people. They're like, it's not going to be fun. They're asking for it. We got to go for the people that are going to be not waiting for it.
Fair, yeah. We weren't really a fun catch.
Now that we're on the record, we don't believe in ghosts. They're not real. I will never see a ghost. I'm not scared.
I am scared. I don't want to say that.
All right.
Don't spook me. Don't spook me.
Spook him.
Don't
do it.
Don't spook me.
Spirits.
You can spook me from a distance. Okay.
Your whole persona is a ghost.
Yeah, I know, but that's
just
me
to put
blending
up a
in.
shield.
That's me blending in. They think I'm one of them. They don't.
Yeah. Okay. That's smart. Smart. I see it now.
It's like
I always
in the
wondered.
zombie movies where they like cover themselves.
Yeah.
All comes back to movies, baby.
Everything's a movie.
You see that? Yeah.
Sticking to movies, then, do you have a specific, either entire movie or a scene from a movie that like stuck with you the longest, or one
scary movie?
Because I don't remember anything. I mean, now I do because I've seen it again. I don't think I had a specific scene from the original It, but I remember my great aunt had shown me It. I don't know if she was like deliberately sit down and watch this, or she just had it on and I was there, but the original It, I was, I think, 6 years old, and I don't have a fear of clowns, but that was very scary for me as a child. I was scared of at least that clown. But yeah, I don't remember like a specific scene from it. I just remember being terrified and telling my mom, she's like, "Why would you show him that?"
Yeah, true.
I also remember the first time I saw Signs that I had trouble sleeping.
True.
Just because, I mean, everyone knows, the one scene of, it's like the birthday party on the TV and they swing the camera and then it just goes, just walks past the camera. Terrifying at the time.
Yeah. It looks kind of ridiculous now.
Yeah, for sure.
I still like that movie. I think that movie is kind of like, it's kind of trash, but it's also like really fun and I like it. Because like, aliens come and like there's water on this planet.
That's scary.
That's 70% water.
Well, you can literally see it before you land. But let's go there.
Anyway, but I don't know. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was, I'm sure, again, there's probably some repressed memories that used to really get me.
Yeah.
Like, when I was really young, I remember, not a movie, a show that I didn't watch. But, like, I guess parents would watch. This is when I was really young. And I'm going to age myself by saying what the show was. It was the Brady Bunch.
Okay. It's pretty scary.
But there was this, I think it was the Brady. I don't even know. I was a kid. I wasn't watching it. It was just like on.
Yeah.
And there was like some episode where there was like aliens and there was like a UFO and it was like making some like woo sound.
The UFO! It's back! Don't just lie there, take pictures!
And it like scared the shit out of me when I was like 5. I don't know why, but it like
It's weird, the things
freaked
that
me out.
mess with our subconscious as children.
Slightly more recently, the first time I watched Blair Witch Project, which is when I was like 13 maybe, which it didn't come out when I was 13. I'm not that old.
Yeah.
Okay, but it came out with the year we were born, I think. But watched it the first time when I was 13, and that kind of messed me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because of the end scene, of course, you know.
Yeah. Because I think I watched Cloverfield before I watched Blair Witch. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think Blair Witch was my first like found footage film, but it was still one of the first I saw. And like we talked about before, you know, found footage is way more immersive, especially as a kid. You know, you're like, oh my god, this is real. So yeah, Blair Witch 6. It's just literally just the final second, basically. But
it's all
the build up. It's all about, you know, how you got there.
Because it makes it feel so real. I literally thought like the viral like marketing literally like tricked me. I still don't even really know how much like where the line was. Yeah. Like, they did these interviews with people. I don't remember if those interviews were real. I don't know. Yeah. Were the interviews real?
I think so.
Like that makes it scarier to me. Yeah. I don't know. Because
I mean, it is realistic, you know, it was. A real folks
and also we live in the area of the movie that didn't help. Yeah. Like the place where the movie took place is like 3 hours away from us or something. So it's like, oh
it's not that far. What if the witch drives over here? I got woods too. Oh my god. Yeah, it doesn't help.
It was scary. It was spooky for those reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Yeah. And then the fact that like how they filmed it, right, was like they just kind of
they just threw them in the woods. There wasn't really like a script,
and they just kind of did shit to them. Yeah, and they like react to it.
Because I mean, memory serves like that. I mean, there's probably some dumb line delivery here and there, but like for the most part, like you feel like they're actually lost and getting annoyed, and like they lose the map or whatever, and she's like genuinely like pissed, you know, and all the like screaming near the end and stuff. Like, you know, it. Especially if you saw it when it came out, like you would fully buy in. Like this is a real, this has really happened. Because I think they tried to make it like the website, and it's like these people are deceased, they have passed or haven't been found or whatever.
Still don't like those little dolls people have with it, just like you know, those little dolls people have, which is like a kid in the corner.
Oh yeah,
like looking at the wall. I don't want to see that.
I don't know why. Like, why would you want that anyway?
Playing hide and seek, but like
no, they look
it's terrifying. It literally is the thing from Blair Witch.
Yeah. And, you know, children, like doll, they makes it creepier.
Doesn't help.
If it was like, well, I don't know if I'd wake up, there's a grown man puppet in the corner. That'd be scary. Yeah. I'm glad it's just the children, but yeah, I don't know if there's any, nothing immediately jumps to mind movie-wise that stuck with me other than what I mentioned. I do remember, it was more so with Tyler, the other Tyler, but we would watch it together. I don't know what it was called. It was just called like A Haunting or something. It was some TV show that would come on and they'd tell some spooky story. But there was an episode about some sort of demon, and I don't think it was very detailed in what it would show. Maybe just like a silhouette, but it was just terrifying.
I kind of remember you showing me that.
Probably, yeah. Really? Because if something spooked me, I gotta make sure it spooks you too. Yeah, basically. But I remember like we were at his house and like out his window, I think he had like a garage, like one of the like detached shed garages, like off in the distance that would have a light on. So it's just like dark, and then just like circle of light. And you're like, dude, what if the demon was standing right there? Like, what would you do if he was just standing right there? Like, and just like trying to freak each other out.
That's the best. That.
It's just he's doesn't like.
Was it him? I did the thing in my house where I put the picture outside the window. Was that him? Or was that for Nick? It had to have been
Probably.
Tyler,
Yeah.
because he was the one we always kind of do that to.
Yeah. What was the picture?
It was Jeff the Killer.
Oh, right. And we taped it up outside.
So, Jeff the Killer, this creepypasta guy. I printed out a picture of him and put it on the outside of my window. It was kind of like this. You can't really see, but where you can see the bottom bit of the window, like this much. And just had the picture out there. It was just dark enough to where you could kind of see it if you looked over there. Just see him peeking out.
It's fun to mess with your friends,
Yeah.
especially if they are a little wussy sometimes,
Yeah.
But yeah, I like just trying to scare each other. And there was something else. I lost my train of thought for it. Haunting and the demons.
Were you thinking of Session 9?
I want to rewatch that again, but because I still remember, other than the worst line delivery, not even worst, just most humorous line delivery I've ever seen or heard of the fuck, it's hey man, just say man or just hey, hey, fuck you. I can't even do it as good as he does, but it's so good. It's the greatest.
You come with me. Hey, fuck you.
I think it was kind of a boring movie. We were kind of half watching it, but then at the end we were like,
yeah, because it's got some deeper
God.
themes. It's it's pretty good. Maybe I don't know. I have it. I don't know. Session 9.
You were thinking of Ghost Hunters. What was the main TV show?
Is it not Ghost Hunters?
Maybe,
Ghost.
but I feel like there was so many that I lose track of what the first one was.
Yeah, I
with the
think it was
guy,
Ghost Hunters.
the bald guy,
Yeah.
where they were just plumbers.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're plumbers, but now
Yeah.
we're going to find some ghosts.
Yeah. Do you remember how I found that show?
No.
I went to a NASCAR race with my dad. It was the only one I'd ever been to.
Cool thing. Yeah, that's the thing we do all the time.
We went
We
there.
love NASCAR.
But we were getting some concessions or something, and someone asked my dad, hey, are you... I don't remember his name.
Rick
But is that his
something?
name? Yeah, whatever the main guy is on Ghost Hunters. And we're like, no, who is that? And oh, you look like the guy from the show. And then it does kind of look like my dad. Maybe with less hair. But I'll put them side by side. It's not. So that's how I found the show.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and then we watched it for its whole run basically.
Yep.
That was something I would put on not TiVo, but something similar, record it and watch it.
Yep.
But always watch the weekly episode or whatever.
God.
Try to scare myself. Yeah, it's because he looked like my dad. That's how I find all my favorite shows.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. Do you think you have or has anyone ever do you have a celebrity lookalike? Has anyone said you look like somebody else?
Brad Pitt.
Well, of course.
I don't know. I've had people say I look like John Mayer. I don't really think I do, but I've had people say that before. I know who you look like.
Who's who?
Kuhabara.
Oh yeah,
from Yu Yu
Hakusho. I look like Kuwabara. Yeah. If I was, because he's got red hair or orange or whatever. He's a ginger, I think. If I had the same color hair, I mean, I still could do it for Halloween. I haven't done it.
True.
I've got the hair, even more so than I did when you first compared me, probably.
Yeah.
Because he's got just it's all up top.
It's just
Yeah, I don't know how to get it stuck out like that, but yeah, and he's got just one of those. Do they wear those in Japan?
What?
It's all one color. Suit. You see them in a lot of because they're in school, high school. It's like a
jacket, like a almost like a trench coat looking thing.
Kind. I mean, it's got
Has
pants
buttons.
and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe in the forever ago they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they're black though.
Yeah. Usually they're black. Yeah. I was just thinking when they give them different colors because they're the main
uniform.
characters.
Maybe the private schools, the fancy schools probably have that kind of thing.
Yeah. The only other they're both within the past 2 years I've gotten them. One was I was with some people. I was in Vegas with some people with Tyler doing something, and someone. Hold on, I need to look up his name.
Logan Paul.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Logan Paul.
No. You nailed it. But they said I look like the guy with the curly hair from That 70s Show.
You mean the guy who just went to jail for
Yes.
Doing bad
Danny
things?
Masterson. Yes. And it was like right when that was like coming out, I was like, thank you. That's a
Oh,
great
God.
comparison. I'm so glad I look like him just because I have curly hair and a beard.
Literally just the hair.
Yeah. So that's not my favorite comparison. But the second one was like, I think it was the day I met Ashley on our first date or whatever. She said I look like Justin Timberlake, but specifically his role in Friends with Benefits. The movie Friends with Benefits. Specifically that, and I have similar mannerisms or whatever to him. And then we watched it like the next day. And I was like, okay. And I'm much more happy with that comparison. I love Justin Timberlake. And in that movie, he's a little quirky. He's a little silly boy, but...
I could see it. Mostly, again, the hair.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. That's all people ever go off anyway. Apparently. Unless you've really got identical features. But yeah, I'm really bad with this. Like, I wouldn't... No one jumps to mind for you. Then I'm like, oh yeah, you look like... that person. You look like Tony. I don't know. Well, I think do you got anything else or you want to?
I got all of it.
You got all of it?
Right here.
Okay.
I got all of it right here.
Okay.
But I'm going to save it for later. So yeah, I'm ready for a break right now.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll take a quick break and we will be back.
We'll be back. BRB.
Hello, this is Tyler in the editing room, which is just my bedroom with a computer in it, but we're going to make it sound fancier than it is. I'm here in the editing bunker, currently editing the podcast you're watching or listening to at this very moment. So since we're still starting out and don't really have any sponsors, we're still kind of figuring it out. Shout out to me and Tony, because we made this happen with the editing and the artwork and the music, the thumbnails. It's all me and Tony. And hey, I think that's worth being proud of. That's something worth shouting out. So thanks to us. Thank you, Tony. You're great. If you want us to talk about something else during this portion, please reach out and let us know. Literally anything. I'll talk about whatever. And a reminder that we do have the video and audio versions of this podcast, either on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. So check us out on a different platform if you haven't already. But let's head back into the episode, shall we?
Are we back?
We're back, baby.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We braked. We are broken.
And I found my yearbook.
What year is that? 2002? 2007.
Yeah, so 7th grade for us. Middle school. Some of this I probably can't read. I'll let you look at it to know why. But this is Tony's page. Don't write on this page.
It's my page.
Had a great year with you. See you next year at... We went to a different school that next year. See you next year at that school, dog. Says
Dog.
Snipe.
Oh, that's
You were Snipe.
Short-term reference.
Drop the Bombshell. It's just like a song we liked. Kata Shimanga? Mongol?
What?
I don't know what that is.
What? You're going to have to show that to me.
Yeah.
So I can know.
Bound Chicka Wow Wow. Super Ultra Microscopic Silicon Volcano Coniosis, of course.
I just list out all the inside jokes.
Pala La 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 Lolly. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Oh my God, that's an old one.
Your cousin's about to kill me, so I have to stop writing now. See you later, dog. I can't wait to play that game called GTA. And then what I was referring to, see you on Tuesday, maybe, or at least on Ghost Day.
Hell yeah.
You can take a gander.
Oh my, what a mess.
You at least know the one thing I probably won't read out loud.
I see. What's wrong with that? You missed a few things. Like Numa.
Yeah, well, just Numa from the Numa dance, I'd assume.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a time capsule.
Himoskatashimong. What is that? I remember everything else on here except for that.
But anyway, that was the past.
It's not like it was Japanese or something. That was way before we were doing anything about anime.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know. That's in the past. Now we talk about the now. We both watched a movie.
Yep.
Skinamarink.
Skinamarink. I watched Skin in the Sink.
Oh, no. Fuck. Tony, it was your suggestion.
Maybe they're similar. Maybe they're like kind of the same. Okay. No,
set the scene for me. Where were you? What was your situation?
Dark.
Okay.
laptop,
Yeah.
my desk.
At your desk. Okay.
I did the spooky zone. Okay, I made it nice and spooky. I made it.
Do you have headphones on, or you listen from? Okay.
Headphones.
Okay.
Always headphones.
Very nice. I was right here, and also in the pitch black. I was on the TV, but I have a little. It's got some, like a sub and stuff. So it's got some rumbling. I cranked it up, made sure it was loud. Had to make sure
Cranked it.
the lows were low, the highs were high. It was good. That was my situation. But we can do like a 1, 2, 3. Give a rating. If you thought about a rating.
I don't know what freaking rating. I didn't, but I can come up with one.
I mean, it's a difficult movie to rate, I think.
Yes.
But 3, 2, 1,
8.
7. Okay.
I mean, it was on the edge.
Yeah.
7 and 8 for me.
First, with no context, really, I was like, I would occasionally, because I didn't want to like break the immersion, I would just like type a word real quick into my notes just so I didn't forget certain things. So, for no reasons as to why I wrote these things, but what I said, my notes are toilet.
Yeah. Toilet.
Cut off words, sound effects. These are just like things coming to my head. Moving because of noise, talking sound, looking for things in the darkness, stressed.
Tyler, when you make notes on something,
Yeah.
generally what you want to do is like come up with a thought and then write down the thought like as a sentence,
No, I
maybe
just go.
a bullet point.
I just go.
Not just like every synapse that's firing, just like
Yeah, I just need
green.
just enough.
Yellow pictures.
I just need just enough
Legos.
to draw. There were Legos.
I know. What is that? What does
It's
that
just
even
enough.
mean?
It's just enough
Okay,
for
what
me.
is toilet? What is toilet?
I just read them to you for fun, but they mean something. They know.
Okay.
Jogged my memory.
Okay. I see.
Well, my half of the discussion is over. Let's hear your thoughts on
I mean, okay. My overall thoughts before we get into the deep and dirty of it is that it kind of fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say, we'll eventually do spoilers. We'll like make a note of like.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it starts from.
yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Basically, well, let me give a little preamble just because hopefully if you're here, you have watched the movie with us. You've seen it. We're talking about it. If not, if you haven't seen it, you watch Skinamarink.
Yeah.
It's this horror movie that it's basically like an analog horror thing shot on like old VHS. And the whole kind of concept is that not much really happens. It's just you're kind of walking around this scary house with, from the perspective of a child who is scared and lost. And, some things happen. But for the most part, lots of atmospheric shots, lots of just like kind of bathing in the, wow, this is a little spooky.
Like the description on like IMDb is just 2 children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished.
So as I was saying, it kind of fucked me up. I kind of probably just mostly because like it was like setting off my ADHD brain and my like anxiety brain. Like I think I completely lost track of time, and I just felt like I was in this endless loop kind of thing.
And that's kind of like, if you are going to watch this, if you haven't already, like I'm glad we didn't like watch it together or anything, because I feel like even if we didn't say a word, just having someone else there destroys you got to be immersed. You got to be basically going through exactly what they're going through. You got to be in the dark. You got to be by yourself. You got to just let yourself be taken away by it. It's definitely not a normal movie. It's not a movie. It's even if you love horror, even if you love movie, like it's not going to be for everyone for sure. But if you really give it a chance, I feel like it's either you're going to think it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Or it's going to like really hit you.
I kind of experienced all of it.
suck you
Like at the
in.
first 30 minutes or so, I was bored.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
is going to be excruciating. I'm so bored. I wanted to do anything. I want to pick up my phone. I want to do this.
Yeah.
But then by the time, the last third of the movie, I was just like, please end. Please end the movie. I'm dying. I feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah, because that's the one thing is like, usually in horror movies, there's like maybe a kill in the beginning, and then there's like 30 minutes of just like talking or whatever, and then like, ooh, something else spooky happens, and there's another like 30 minutes.
Waves
This
up
is
and
like,
down.
it does take a minute to get going, but then it's like, it just doesn't end. There's no like relief. There's
Yeah.
no, oh, I can breathe for a minute. Okay, we're back to normal. Like
Yeah.
it's just nonstop. So if it does hit you, you do cross that line to like, I'm in this, I'm a little scared, it's going to stay that way unless you step away.
Yep.
And yeah, I even tried not to like how much longer is left because I didn't want to know because I was like, I knew it was an hour and 40 minutes. I was like, it has to have been at least an hour. It has to have been. There's no way I'm not at least halfway through this, right? I was going to ask, like, what is your opinion on jump scares? Like, what's your thoughts on jump scares and using them in movies?
Generally, I don't like them. Generally, I think it's cheap. I think it's like anything can be a jump scare at any time.
Yeah.
You could be doing nothing, just put a loud sound. Ah!
Yeah.
You'll get people to jump. Like, that's not anything to me. That's not really horror. That's not really not the point of it. But horror is this weird thing where it's like, I guess my ideal horror makes me feel like internal fucking dread and anxiety and horrible things. Not just like, ugh, but also I don't want to feel that stuff too much. But also a really good movie does those things. So it's kind of like a weird.
Whenever a jump scare happens, I know I have at least a little bit of
Yeah.
I can breathe for a minute because we're not going to do back-to-back jump scares. So I'm like, okay, finally, the tension built.
Yes,
Now
it went away.
I have a second. But if a movie, even if they only have one, but once they have that one jump scare, knowing there's another one, it makes all the dread worse for me because I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
God,
gonna actually
something's
happen.
gonna jump out, something's gonna happen, and then I'm like stressing out until the next one happens. So it depends. My preference would be that either there's no jump scares or at least like
Can't rely on them.
it's coming, so it's not too bad.
It's a tool. It's not a crutch.
Yeah. Just in general, because there's not a ton of dialogue in the movie, but pretty much anytime anyone talked, even if it was the kids, just like the way, all the sounds really, like the way they were mixed and everything, like a lot of times it sounds like it's from like the next room over, or it's like, you know, at a distance, or they'll like be mid talking, then they'll cut away where it's like, I am in the next room listening to them talking, bassy, or like,
Sounds like they're like this kind of.
yeah, like I think I pretty much know every single sound effect and talking was added in post, and it feels that way in a way, but it makes it very dreamy, like very weird. I'm in a different world. It adds to the vibe because all the talking, it's like it's there, it's in your ear, or like I said, it sounds like it's in the distance. It's very unique, and it really adds to the
Agreed. Speaking of sound effect, the only sound effect that I didn't like, it kind of took me out of it a little bit, was the carpet steps.
Oh yeah,
they use it so much and it doesn't sound like carpet. You walk on carpet as a kid, it doesn't make a sound. It's quiet. They're like, it's like they're crunching on fucking potato chips.
Yeah, it's frozen carpet.
So like that's the only thing that felt like a little artificial, and I could tell that they were adding it for each step. Like especially towards the beginning of the movie, you see one of them walking, and you could see like each
just like slightly off.
Yeah. But everything else was really good, like you said. It felt like weird and like intentionally not super realistic, but in like a stylized way.
All right, well, I guess go check it out if you haven't. But if you do, fully immerse yourself. Then come back, because I guess now we'll spoiler talk. Spoilers coming. Spoilers inbound.
Spoiler warning.
For Skinamarink.
Such big spoilers. I don't think you can.
There's not too much to spoil, honestly. But
the point is not the plot.
Yeah. I'd assume it's the same place as it is for you, but when were you immersed? Because there's certain scene, I swear it feels like a 5-minute straight scene. It's like the slowest moving scene, and I was like, I need this to end right now. This scene is taking too. I am dying. Please end. Switch
Probably.
scenes.
I mean, it might have happened before this, but the first thing that I thought of when you said that was when Kaylee goes upstairs to the bedroom, and her dad is sitting on the bed.
Yeah.
And he's like, look under the bed. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, that scene is so long.
No.
I hated it.
Yeah.
In the best way. Like I think that's the most stress I've ever been in a horror movie ever, because you don't really know what, like, is there monsters? I don't know what the movie can do, what it's gonna show me. So I'm like, so he says, look under the bed. I'm like, no. And it's because it's so slow. And then you look, and then he's like, I don't see anything.
Well, it also helped that they were shot like below
Yeah.
You never saw their faces.
Yeah.
It was like, so it's like kind of more the fear of the unknown than what? Like, why aren't they showing their faces? Like,
Yeah.
Is it actually their dad? Is it not? I don't know.
Exactly.
And like, just like kind of robot, just like sitting there, just like,
Yeah.
haven't seen the dad for days or whatever. And then it's just like sitting there, just like, look under the bed.
Yeah, that scene, after that, I was
Oh, it didn't really let
immersed.
up after that. Like, at first
Yeah.
it was like kind of sort of up now because it was like, okay, whatever, there's some like lights. At a certain point in the movie, they didn't turn on lights anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Did they explain that? I don't think so. But like before that, it was like, okay, it's time to wake up. We can turn on the lights. It's like, we've been asleep. It's like nighttime is quote unquote over. We turn on the lights.
Yeah.
Then they're just like, we don't want lights anymore. No matter what. She went upstairs, didn't turn on any lights. Came back down, didn't turn on any lights. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and also like during that scene, because there's only a couple scenes, but it switches to like completely their point of view, where they have like a light. Like usually it's static
Yeah.
shots, or maybe the camera moves a little bit, but it was like from their perspective.
Yep.
And again, found footage. I'm like, I'm in it like this. Oh, and you feel like a child. And like I said,
Yeah.
when I was describing my moment of looking down the stairs earlier during my scariest memory, I was like, it reminds me of like that feeling of,
Yeah.
I'm a child. I don't know what's going on. It's dark.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. Is there monsters? I don't know. Like anything. Because again, I don't remember when the first like jump scare is. I mean, there's a couple like almost where like they turn on a light and it's like loud because it's
I
so
think the mom
quiet.
was the first jump scare.
I think so. Once that happened, I'm like, oh crap, they can do jump scares
Yeah.
too. Then I was like, everything was dreadful.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, were they going to show a face? Was something going to pop out at me? I didn't know. So everything, anytime I'm looking at a doorway, I'm like, there's actually going to be something there this time. There's actually going to be something
Yeah.
under the bed this time. There's actually like, they're going to actually do it.
Yeah.
And every scene is so, most shots linger for way longer than they would in any
Yep.
normal movie.
Yep.
And so,
Get to really live in it.
and so you're just, it's just this constant pit, this constant dread that doesn't let up because they don't give it to you. They just keep on. Is something going to happen?
Yep.
The TV turned on. Oh, but turned back off. Oh, but it's back on again.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing disappeared. Oh, but it's back though. It's fine. That's the worst part, is just how unrelenting it was.
I think another part that was really got me for whatever reason was when Kaylee goes to the basement or whatever and then kind of disappears. And like the last thing we hear from her basically is her like calling for help, for comfort, for safety from her like little 4-year-old brother. You know what I mean? Which is like, I don't know. It's just that's like, I don't know. There's something about that. You know, this little girl. I don't think they said how old she is.
Yeah.
But they
I'm
said
not
how
sure.
old. But obviously she's older. She's probably like 6 or 7 or something.
Yeah.
And like, she's so scared and fucking terrified. She's like desperate to have the comforting safety of her little 3-4-year-old brother. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because I think there are people saying that a lot of it's supposed to represent like child abuse and like abusive households and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, which
read a
again
few
just
things.
adds to it.
I don't know which I most believe. I mean, I just think it was really good how they removed all the windows and the doors, not just because of the escape factor, but because of any other horror movie. Think about like Paranormal Activity, for example, right?
Yeah.
In Paranormal Activity, it was like these waves of like, okay, fine, daytime, da-da-da-da. But then when it was nighttime, then it's like, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Scary. But then as the movie, like, it's doing its thing, it's like showing you the little time lapse and it becomes like morning. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's morning, there's light. It's like, we're good. Everything's chill.
Yep.
But there's no daytime. It's night
Yeah,
forever.
there's no
It's
daytime.
Creepy night walking around a dark house forever.
Yep. There's no like
Endless
going to
loop.
another location where like, oh, well, this
Yeah.
place is safe. But once they go back home, they're just always there. It's always happening.
It's literally like a
the
nightmare
tone never changes.
hellscape that you're just stuck in.
Yeah.
Time loop. Like I said, I felt like I was the little man's when the text comes up and it says 572 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea how long it's been. You could have told me it's been 7 hours and I would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And also just the fact that it's all children. So, like they're defenseless. There's nothing they can do. They don't even know what's going on.
Yep.
So, it's not like I feel like they're going to grab a knife and stab the bad monster. Like they're innocent. Why is this happening? There's nothing you can do but just watch it slowly unfold. Definitely the strangest shot movie. Like some of the framings of it, like you never, other than the one where it's like kind of distorted and then where they like edit like the eyes and the mouth or whatever that
Yep.
one scene. Other than that, you don't see any faces in this movie. You rarely even see like heads unless it's the back of them. It's usually just
Yep.
like feet walking around or like someone's back, or there's like one shot where it's like forehead up. They're like at the bottom of the frame, just their forehead.
Yeah.
And so it's like mostly just inanimate objects, walls, doorways. The TV is a big character, and the damn phone thing.
Oh God.
Such a stupid jump scare, but the eyes.
The eyes, yeah.
The eyes were freaky. Like that scene was pretty bad. We're turning the flashlight or whatever it was on and off. I'm like,
why are you doing this? Yeah, it's
like the
it's
door's
gonna
open,
do
it's
this
closed.
now.
Yeah, I know what happens
Gonna
when they do
the
these
on and
things.
off thing, yeah.
Those are all the things that some of my favorite parts in horror movies or whatever do, and it just did it unreal. Because I do like that build up and that anxiety of like, what's gonna be around the next corner? What's gonna happen? I like
not showing
whatever
scary.
it is. Where you're questioning, is that something in the distance? Is that something over there? Like, just, fear of the unknown is obviously the scariest thing because your mind fills in way worse than anything that can be shown visually. So it checked all the boxes of what I'm afraid of in movies. And so that's why it hit.
It hit
so hard. Yeah.
Point is, it fucking hit. It was scary.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, what happened in the movie, even though it's not really important, it's not really the focus, I do want to know what your interpretation was, because like reading around online a little bit and what my own interpretation was when I first watched it, like basically there's 3 things that people said that I read the most. One of which is that the little boy whose name I forget, what was the little boy's name? Kevin, correct. I remember Kaylee, I didn't remember Kevin.
Yeah.
Was that at the beginning of the movie, he fell down the stairs, so they say, okay, the whole movie was him being in a coma and like a representation of his brain slowly dying, basically. Voice comes at the end, the head, and says, go to sleep. That's him finally dying, whatever. So there's some things that make sense in that, some things that don't fully make sense, like when we go from Kaylee's perspective, it doesn't really make sense with that theory. But, the fall at the beginning of the movie obviously was somehow, has to be important, because why would you focus on that? Second theory is that, like you kind of said before, some kind of abuse going on. Some people were saying that it was the dad, which I don't really understand as much. I vibe more with it being the mom, because they say a few things that, like, they said like at one point, oh, maybe she went away, and they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about mom,
Yeah.
So that, or the fact that when the mom gets up and then we hear like cracking bone noises, and then she comes out and it's like that's the monster, the mom is kind of the monster. So like that makes some kind of more sense to me, or like something happened with the mom. And then the third theory, which is kind of related to that, not that the mom wasn't abusing them, that the mom somehow accidentally or intentionally invited some kind of demon or entity into the house. And so people point at like different things of how that was an accident, and like when the mom tells her to close her eyes, like she says it like almost in a guilty way, as if this was caused by her, and blah, 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 blah. Which that's the one that theory that I don't like as much, because it's so literal. But also people point at the other short film kind of thing that the director did called Heck. So this is like this 30-minute thing, right? That's basically, I guess he made it as like a proof of concept for what this movie was. I didn't watch Heck. By the time I was done with this movie, I was like, I don't want any more. I'm good, thank you.
This is enough for me, thank you.
But apparently, from what I have seen, when I read and the little clips, I just went through super fast. It's basically the same thing as this movie, right? Same exact concept, kid's perspective, and this more literal and direct story that they tell in that one is that the mom in the story lets in some kind of demon and whatever. So if people are saying if that was the proof of concept, and this one, so like whatever. But like, I don't know. I don't think that's as scary to me. I like it better as an allegory of some kind,
I vibe the most with the second one of the mom being abusive in some way, because I think there's more explanation for that. There's more references to why that kind of makes more sense. And then of just like, the windows and doors disappearing as being like, there's just no escape from being abused by in your own home by your own parents. And like, it's been 500 days. Like there's no escape. There's no getting out of this. And, they call 911 and, why are you whispering? It's like, because I can't let my mom hear me because, whatever. I think that makes the most sense to me, and I think gives me the most satisfaction. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And like I said, none of them perfectly make sense. And again, it's not really the point of the movie, this stuff. But, of course, it's like whatever. And I think like I said, just the kind of metaphorical, whatever, allegorical thing makes more sense since it's from a children's perspective. And it's like easier for me to wrap my head around, okay, if a kid is being abused or something, they don't know how to process it. You know what I mean? They're not just like, oh, I'm being abused. This isn't right. I should go to this person and do this. Like they're processing it in this scary way. They don't know what's going on or why it's happening.
Or it's like my mom, like this isn't my mom. This is a monster.
Yeah.
Like what is, she's clearly being taken over by a monster. Something's happening.
Exactly. Yeah. I like that explanation, I think, as well. Now, I need you to tell me about toilet.
The toilet disappears.
So what? Why is that a no?
No, I don't know.
The toilet does disappear. Spoiler, there's a toilet and then it disappears.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
And then there's a bucket. Either. They pee in the bucket. We literally hear the bucket peeing sound effects.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
I don't, especially because that was the first thing I wrote down. That was the first thing I know. Toilet.
Hey, first thing you got to know about Skinamarink. Toilet. Yeah.
That's I was kind of
speaking of that though. I was really afraid that they were going to take the TV away towards the end because that was kind of the only safe zone that these kids have. It's just kind of huddling around the TV, and everything else is disappearing. I was like, okay, nothing is off limits. This thing is going to take away the TV. Like towards the very end, it's just going to be dark.
Yeah,
like that's what I was afraid was going to happen. I don't even know what actually happened. So
yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
I always got worried whenever like there'd be a shot of like a hallway and like the the TV's kind of lighting the area, and then like something brighter would come on the TV, so you see deeper into the hallway.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and then just there's like multiple times where like in the middle of someone's sentence, they'll cut away to something else, and either you won't even hear what they said, or like you can like kind of make it out.
I like the scene a lot where like there's a loud noise, and then Kevin is like, what was that? And he gets cut off with another loud noise, and it's like, oh my God.
that one made me. I was like, God damn it, that one got me. Despite it being presented in a very abnormal way and in a way that's obviously going to cause a lot of people not to like it, it's present like perfectly to do what it set out to do. Like it's made exactly the way it needs to be.
Do you have any other specific notes about very specific scenes?
Just the whole last 30 minutes or more, I was just
in pain.
Yeah, I was done with it at this point, and I was expecting when he was on the phone with the police officer, especially when it was like, is there someone else in the room with you? Or, why are you whispering? I thought something was going to happen, or something was going to like make him hang it up, or, you would hear another noise, or, something.
Yep.
But of course, again, like teasing of like, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Nah, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I really liked just all the subtle way of like things sticking to the walls or the ceiling, and things being upside down, and like when he goes into the room at the end and he keeps walking and turning back towards the door, and it's like farther and farther away.
Yeah.
And all those like little ways that make the house is like barely even the house they started in at this point. Like we're in a completely different world. Although, I did find it kind of odd at the end, when they ask its name that it didn't say, I'm the Skinamarink. Like I was expecting it, but...
True. Can you give, like, what do you think? How should it have said it? Can you give me like what's your name?
I'm the Skinamarink.
No, hold on.
I'm the skin...
Oh, that's the same thing. Hold on. Give it to me again.
What's your name? Skinamarink.
And then it just ends. It's real subtle.
It sounds kind of similar to my Kevin voice. Was this Skinamarink Kev?
Skinamarink. Skinamarink. I'm the Skinamarink man.
Skinamarink man. Okay.
Mr. Skinamarink.
Mr. Skinamarink. Amazing.
The light turns on. And it's just, I'm Skinamarink.
You did it! You won!
I'm the Skinamarink man.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Skinamarink.
He does a little dance.
Yeah. But because I think that face is on screen for like 2 whole minutes.
I was very scared. I didn't like it. At first I was like, oh, it's just a face. So I was going to be scary. But then it was like, okay, go away now. Okay,
it just kept
you can go away now.
And then it was talk. No, did it talk at all? Or it was just her? Oh, no, because it says go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to actually look. I want to see.
The face?
Well, first I want to see how long that freaking bedroom scene was, because that's still the worst scene. 39 minutes. She enters the bedroom at 39:50. The jump happens at 47. It is an 8-minute scene.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Well, there's like 2 lines of dialogue and
of
just like
so much dread. That lasts so long.
yeah.
Yeah, that's genuinely the most stressed I've ever been in a scene for a movie ever.
The face.
Can we watch something happy?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to happen. They just changed the channel and everything's fine.
So
They just turn on SpongeBob and
Yeah.
everything's chill. Like, I'm glad that it's weird how I feel like the TV only worked because it was old cartoon. Because if they just like were watching SpongeBob the whole time,
yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to like.
nah.
Hey, Patrick.
Because it's got to be. Because I don't think it was all animals and stuff. There's all just like noises, right? I don't think the TV ever said anything.
Nope.
Yeah, it was just those classic just weird.
I would like to
cartoon
watch
sounds.
a cut where they put Fairly Odd Parents on the TV and see how much less scary it is. I don't know. It's a hard, like you kind of said earlier, it's a hard movie to recommend. And I don't think, because I heard people saying, oh, this is like an experimental movie, which it is, obviously. It's experimental.
Yeah.
And like praising how kind of forward thinking it is. But I don't think, I do agree. I don't think we need anything else like this ever. It definitely does some different things, but I don't think it needs a whole genre. I don't think it's moving anything forward per se. It's just kind of went way over there for a single thing. We don't need any more Skinamarink likes.
Yeah.
It's a one-time thing. It is what it is. It exists.
The one thing, it's like almost, I'm glad, like, because if I watched this in any other scenario, like I said, we watched it together or something, I would have been very disappointed in myself. Because like, it's not like if I watched, it give me some sort of anxiety if I watched it again, but I'm not going to have that same experience because I know what happens, what doesn't happen. Like you pretty much get one shot at really feeling the dread of the movie. So I'm thankful we both went through it the correct way.
I don't think it would be as bad. I don't want to watch it again.
Well, yeah, I'm not
I don't want to
jumping at the chance
Not just
either,
because it's boring, but because I would still feel it a little bit. I don't want to feel it anymore. So that's why it's like, I like it, but I don't like it. Okay, it was good. Now, I don't want to ever see it again. Don't put it anywhere near me. I didn't want to like watch any clips.
Were you properly Skinamarinked, Tony?
Well, why don't you tell me what you didn't like about it?
What I didn't like
Why'd you give it a 7?
I think only because it's like, I don't know, it's hard. Like, I'm definitely on the cusp of an 8 as well. I think it's just because not really does transpire. Like, it's like I'm rating it as like a movie, but it's not really. It's like an experience. It's just difficult to rate. Like the things I didn't like really were the things that made it have the effect it had on me. So it's like,
it's a hard thing to rate.
Yeah. I definitely couldn't go any higher than an 8 because it needs more substance.
But it doesn't. That's why it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because I think it perfectly, like on paper, if I was to write out what I want horror to do to me, it hits all those things pretty perfectly. Yeah. Pretty close to perfectly anyway. It does all of it. It makes me feel all of it. Yeah. But I guess I don't actually want that, to actually enjoy the thing. So that's why it's hard. It's like,
and I think also, I guess it shouldn't affect my rating, but a lot of times, like the movies I rank the highest are ones I like eagerly want to show someone else and watch it with somebody else and get their opinion on it. And this, I definitely want, like, you should go in that room, watch it, come back and talk to me about it. But it's not something I can like eagerly share with everyone and, want them to watch it and give me their opinions.
It's kind of like if you were like, hey, you should go lock yourself in a dark room for 3 days. Yeah. It would be really scary and it would really suck. Yeah.
Like, I give it an 8 out of 10.
It's like, yeah, it would. Like, that doesn't mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, doesn't mean it's enjoyable just because it makes you feel.
But I agree. It gave me the most a horror movie's ever given me in terms of stress and anxiety and stuff. Like, it did what a horror movie should do to me. And, I give it a lot of praise for that.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact if I ever watch it again, at least the slower parts would feel way slower because I know nothing. I'm not waiting for something to happen because I already know what's going to happen. So I know repeat viewings are going to be nowhere near as much. But in terms of the experience, I'm going to remember this experience.
Right.
So like I said, coming back to it, I would probably
I agree with you.
put it back up.
That's why I don't put it at a 10.
Yeah.
Only reason I put it as an 8 is because it made me feel things. It made me think about things. It made me question what I even want from horror as a genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for that, it deserves something.
Mm-hmm.
It deserves something. I don't know what that is, but it deserves something.
It deserves something. I'm glad it was made.
Yes.
This I don't know I want to if there's behind the scenes stuff. I would love to see it because it's just like
there's a few times. Like I remember one time there was like a shot by the couch. And like there was just the teddy bear dropped into the frame.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I wonder what that looks like. Is there actually a kid on there, or is there a dude just like, I'm gonna drop the teddy bear now?
Yeah, exactly.
Just dropped it into the frame.
Like the kids are probably only there if they need to be in the shot.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm sure it's a grown adult doing all these things just in a house.
Yeah. Okay, there was a lot of times where they didn't show the hand, like when the phone gets picked up, you don't see the hand grab the phone. You just see the phone. Or like the Legos would like just like move from like hands that are off screen. Just weird choices like that.
Very small percentage of the movie, there's like a body in any part of a body in the frame doing something. But it's an experience. It's an experience, and I enjoyed it for what it is. I hated it, but I enjoyed it.
Skinamarink think.
Skinamarink. But Tony, I think because we still need to do it, is VHS 99.
Have you not seen it either?
No.
Hell yeah, okay.
So I think just, especially because there's another one coming out like next week or
really?
something. I think there's a 90.
What is it?
Or 2000. I don't know. Hold on. VHS 2023. 85. VHS 85.
Why are they jumping all around all over the place?
VHS 85 release date. Oh, yeah, looks like it came out today.
Amazing. Perfect.
Friday, October 6th is when we're recording. This came out today.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
We can watch it.
But yeah, 85 and 99 we got to see. We could do a double feature if we wanted.
So go subscribe to Shudder.
Yeah, I got to watch it on Shudder. But yeah, all VHS movies except Viral, all the ones with a number in it. Watch the ones that have numbers in them.
True. Good rule.
But yeah, that's it. Skinamarink. Next, we'll watch the VHS movies. And, but yeah, we'll be back next time with more fruit snacks.
More hot movies.
And more hot movies.
More hot boys.
And more, we're snacks as well. Fruit snacks, we snack, you snack. Get a snack yourself. Let us know your favorite fruit snacks. And, we'll see you next time, everybody.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast. We did it. We did it. We did it. We won. We won.
Thank you so much for listening. Off Angle is once again brought to you by me and Tony. The music track in the background was created by Tony, as well as random sounds that came out of my mouth upon request. We can be found on all social medias at Off Angle Pod. And also be sure to leave us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.